Yeah, it was, I thought a pretty good weekend from an effort point of view and even an execution. Obviously didn't show up in the win column for us against Duluth, but was really pleased with how we played, how we defended, how we created offense. And at the end of the day, wasn't good enough. But I feel like I've told our team, man, for the last 8 weeks in a row, I've really been impressed with our week to week adjustments. And now we go and we play the number one team in the country. And Ohio State's pretty formidable. So we know we've got a tall task and we're looking forward to the challenge.
Joel, what's the frustration level of, okay, process is great, but the results aren't necessarily showing up?
Yeah, it's tough. We've had, moments this year where I think everybody, staff and players included, are saying, man, this is hard. Every week is such a challenge. And yet I've always said, and I was reminded this in a video from, basketball coach, if you want to recruit great people, they can win and lose. And I really enjoy that. I appreciate that because we've got to recruit people here who are okay with that process of it being hard. There's going to be some great wins in that space, and there might not be. But I'm really excited about the group we have. Our young players in particular. Our older players already get it; they're bought in. But our young players' ability to, buy into that and see it as a process has been impressive. And so I'm looking forward to this weekend for them, because now it's just another chance to play not just a top 5 team, not a top 3 team, but the number one team in the country, and see where we are.
Who is that basketball coach that got that advice?
Tony Bennett.
Yeah.
And there's a video that he shares, if recruit players and staff who you can lose with before you ever try to win with them. And it's not to say you're going to lose. It's to say that's the character type of people that we need. And that's what I'm excited about. That's what we have here. Staff and players committed to the right process, even though there's going to be some times where we look at each other and say, we knew it was going to be hard, but it's hard.
So you talked about your young players and just how vital they've been to your team offensively, especially this season. You're into Valentine's Day, you've got players who have never played this many games before. Are you starting to see that part of it creep in, and how do you deal with that?
I am, it goes for every college freshman. This is the longest they've ever played hockey, because it's not just the length of the college season, it's the length of getting to school in September and starting literally, a week or 2 in. So, we're trying to manage practice time. We're trying to manage expectation. We're trying to, keep that in mind as we evaluate and critique and encourage and challenge. But yeah, they're all facing a physical effort that they've never really had to deal with before. So far, in the last few weeks, I've been really impressed at how our freshmen have played, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they finish the year.
You and Nadine are both kind of in that spot where you're looking ahead to some better facilities down the road, and maybe have you combined your thoughts at all and talked about what goes into a good women's hockey rink at this stage in the game?
Yeah, Nadine and I have talked. We always say, hey, whenever one of us actually gets it, then we're going to be really excited. And I think finally both Ohio State and St. Thomas are at a place where there's just a lot of confidence, and I think it's a great step forward for women's hockey, not only in the state of Minnesota, but I look across the Midwest with their facility and what that will do to promote the game. So I'm sure we'll chat about it again this weekend, and I look forward to seeing her. And I've been around the WCHA a long time. I remember going back in 1999, 2000, and people think the facilities are questionable now. Back then, everybody had kind of a little bit weird of a barn to play in. You go to Cap Ice in Madison or in Middleton, I guess, and that wasn't what it is now. And so it's just fun to see the growth, if you've been around long enough, from where we used to play to what the facilities and the resources and the support is now. It's pretty awesome.
As if having to face the number one team in the country wasn't enough of a challenge. What's it like going into that barn, and knowing, you got a low ceiling and you got fans right on top of you and all of that? Yeah,
my first time in the building, we had a player take a slap shot that hit the open light fixture, and we had to delay the game for about 20 minutes. They've fixed that now, but it's a tough place to play. And I give a lot of credit to Ohio State, their coaches and their staff, their players, but also the fans and the people that support their program, because it's an intimidating environment now to play in. because of the support that they get. And I give Nadine and her group a lot of credit, and also the community at large for supporting, their hockey program.
Is that the only basement locker room that you could best get in there?
Yeah, you got to climb up the stairs, but that's all right. I always say it's a good motto in life, take the stairs. So
Joe, you pointed to way back when. How have you individually evolved over all these years?
I'd like to think I'm more patient and I listen more. And then sometimes I realize I'm just as impatient and I still talk too much. I think I have a greater appreciation now for the growth of the game. Having a daughter who's a senior playing at Bethel, she'll graduate as a 4-year hockey player. And so I'm going to, try to get back to as many of her games as possible. But I think the appreciation for what it takes to be a student athlete is remarkable. I look at our players here at St. Thomas and the sacrifice they give up currently, driving to the rink every day and then going to class, and just the unbelievable amount of credit that they deserve for keeping their grades up, for graduating on time, for being good citizens. Are we all perfect? No, but man, I love the way that our players in our league, and in particular our team at St. Thomas, strive to be really outstanding citizens. And that's what St. Thomas is about. It's not a transactional experience. It's a transformational experience. And there's a lot of transactional ways to live life. But if you want to have transformational, that's where really things happen in a unique way. And I'm excited to be a part of that here.
Get to this point in the season, are you scoreboard watching a little bit, trying to figure out who's going to go where and how it's all going to shake out here in the next couple of weeks?
Yeah, I think this is a big weekend. It's a big series, that impacts where we go. What I was excited is to see that no matter what, we will enter our final season of play with a chance to climb. And with whoever that is to climb out of last place or 7th place, wherever we're at. It'll be exciting to have that on the line for that final weekend when we play Mankato. So there's scoreboard watching and curiosity, but also, at some point you just have to say, all right, this is the game in front of us. Let's get better. Not only so we can be prepared and win on Friday, but so we can be prepared for next weekend as well.
You studied the tape, you found a weakness in the Buckeyes that you can exploit?
Nope. Not yet. They're good. I give them a lot of credit. They're the deepest team in the country at every position. When I say can play big and strong, it's centers who can win draws. They're just really, really experienced. And when you combine that with all of the success that they've had this year, I think they're playing at a really high level right now. So it's going to be a tough task for us, but that's all right. That's why you play.